We aim to answer this, as well as other questions you may have, all within the next 2.5 minutes, starting now. What Would the Neighbours Think is an upcoming 15-minute short film, set in a comically absurd, colourfully macabre reality where obsessive eccentrics share a decrepit apartment building. The film explores the nature of obsession, the effects of isolation, and one's confrontation with death. Obsessive man-child incapable of self-responsibility, Reginald invents a homemade electric chair to finally win the validation of his overbearing mother, Elaine, who has over-nurtured him into the little cretin he is now. Elaine doubts her son's abilities to build anything of value. So, Reginald endeavours the strangest plan ever conceived to prove her wrong. To successfully execute one's own execution. When she voices her doubts, their whole family history gets dug up in a brutal verbal combat, calling the attention of their neighbour, Nina, who begins to spy in through their front door keyhole. Elaine makes her frustrations known over the decrepit, decaying apartment building and her useless son, who's strapping himself into the chair to die and leave her all alone. Soon, a young man named Mike emerges from upstairs. He introduces himself and tells Nina that the keyhole doesn't have a clear enough sightline. He takes her upstairs where he reveals to Nina an invention of his own, a periscope. Secretly, Mike has been spying on the insane antics of Reginald in the room below his. Nina's interest is piqued. But Mike's own obsessions begin to reveal themselves, as Nina leaves to fetch them both a pot of Chinese tea, a well-natured offering. When Nina re-enters the room, she is waved off by Mike, glued to the now roaring dispute below. He accidentally hits her teapot, smashing it on the ground. When Elaine hears the crash from upstairs, she's finally at her tipping point. In a blind rage, she activates the chair herself. The machine swells with electricity, sparks and smoke explode, and then, as predicted, the chair dies, not Reginald. Reginald's close encounter with death helps him reflect on what's really important to him, the human connection, and Elaine's attempted murder on her only child is rife for reflection too, whilst Mike is left alone upstairs to reflect on what brought him to this point and what needs to change for him. The film concludes as Reginald and Elaine leave the house to begin their new respective chapters. Mike and Nina pass each other in the stairwell a few days later, but she is no longer willing to entertain him, leaving Mike alone on the staircase with only the weight of his actions to keep him company. Putting a story like this on screen requires many resources. We have a cast of 4, 3 locations, 2 major props, a 6-day shoot, and a crew of 12 people, who will need to be well fed and cared for to produce the highest quality work. We think we can deliver this film in £4,700, but to get there, we ask for your help. Whatever this help may be, we aim to be very economical with our delivery. No expense will be in vain, none of your money will be put to waste. We are a core team of 5, Jack, Bruno, Cristiano, Zaki and Alfie, aspiring creatives, having collaborated with each other already. Our music video for Jacques Brel's La Valse Simultan was nominated for Best Music Video at last year's Learning on Screen Awards at the British Film Institute, more recently having produced a 5-minute short film, A Sale of Indulgences, an adaptation from J.G. Ballard's short story Answers to a Questionnaire. But chiefly, we are film students, and your donation will benefit the next generation of aspiring filmmakers who want to learn and make work which is meaningful not just to us but to all. Thank you for your time.